This week, I wanted to get a little creative with dinner. Mix it up a little. I got a large pork butt. Ooh. And I'm gonna make this and use it throughout the week for different things. Oh my God, my hair. Excuse my appearance. Today has been exhausting and so hot. I'm over it. God, I hate summer. Back to the butt. It is Sunday night. The way that I cook my pork butts, I cook them in the slow cooker for a very long time. I learned this from one of my friends several years ago. Thank you, Janelle. It is the way that I cook my pork, pulled pork, whatever I do, all the time now. This is gonna cook all night and all day tomorrow. It just does something. It just turns it into butter. Problem is that when I get up, like during the night, I just wanna eat it because it's all I smell. Whatever, let's just get down to it. First, I wanna make a little bit of a rub of sorts. Onion powder, and I do not measure. This is a big piece of meat, so it needs a lot of seasoning. Garlic powder, and I'm kind of keeping it pretty straightforward because I'm going to be using this in a couple of different ways. I didn't want to stick to one specific flavor profile. Some paprika, some mustard powder, kosher salt, and some freshly ground pepper. Give it a little very professional mix. I feel like it needs a little more paprika. Just gonna throw some in there. I'm gonna put some lemon pepper in here. Now for my big old butt. Just checked and it's a little over 6.5 pounds. I'm just gonna score this fat just a little bit to help it render a little more. Not that it really needs it, but whatever. Should have got a bigger plate. I'm gonna put some yellow mustard on here. Extra flavor and help with binding of the spices. Massage, work it in there, and just kind of go in with your seasoning. Use it all, it can't hurt. All good things. All right. She's ready. Just got my slow cooker here. Sprayed it just lightly with a little bit of some cooking spray. Popping her right down in. I'm doing fat side up. I've seen people do it both ways. I'm not actually sure if it completely matters because it's a slow cooker, but do whatever you want. Just want a little bit of liquid on here. Just some chicken broth, and that is it. I'm going to put it on low for several hours, and we'll come back tomorrow and we'll make dinner. It is finally the next day. I am going to uncover the greatness. Oh my gosh, that looks insane. Look at this beast. That is what I'm talking about. There's the bone right there. I'm just gonna slide that right out. I'm gonna get rid of some of this liquid. It created a lot. I did end up taking some of the liquid out around midnight last night because I didn't want it to, like, you know, overflow while I was sleeping. But I'm gonna leave some in there for just, you know, deliciousness purposes. That's the stuff right there. I've been so good and I haven't tested it, so I'm just gonna, like, you know, do a little test. It's perfect. It's like literal meat butter. Oh wow. I do not know if I planned properly about how much meat this is going to give me. For my first adventure, I'm just going classic pulled pork sandwich. I'm gonna add some barbecue sauce to some of this and toast up some buns. I made a coleslaw. It's gonna be great. My dad always makes fun of me because I do not like pork, and every time I send a picture of my food, he's always like, oh, is that pork? Like, when clearly it's a burger or something, like obviously not pork. So when I send him a picture of my sandwich, he's gonna be so surprised. I really have to be in the mood for it. And today, this week, whatever it is, I'm in the mood. Got my brioche bun, nice and crispy. Toasted that up in a pan with some butter. I'm gonna do pickles on the bottom because I have to have pickles on my pulled pork sandwich. And these are literally the most delicious pickles that I've found in store. They are the Boar's Head brand. Yes, but these chips are so thin and perfect. This is going to be an absolute mess. My hair is going up for this. I don't even care. I just made a quick coleslaw earlier. Just some like store-bought bagged coleslaw mix. And I made a little bit of a dressing with some mayonnaise, white vinegar, little pinch of sugar, and some salt and pepper, piled nice and high. Crown my king. That's a pulled pork sandwich, if I ever did see one. And I saw some really delicious looking green beans at the store the other day, so I got those, and I just made a green bean salad earlier. Boiled these green beans until they were still crunchy, so just a few minutes. Got them right into a bowl, and then in this order, I put some finely chopped garlic, salt, pepper, white vinegar, and then mixed that around. Once that was good and covered, I put some extra virgin olive oil in there, and you let it sit room temperature. These are amazing. And that is dinner. My first go with my huge pork butt that I made. Gotta have some. Don't even know how I'm gonna eat this, but like I have to unhinge my jaw. Oh my gosh. That pork is like so soft, so much flavor. Wow, the slaw is crunchy. Oh my gosh, this is so perfect. I need to go eat this. Bye. The weather today is atrocious. It's like 100 degrees outside and I am absolutely dying, but I don't want to waste this food I spent so much time making. So I was gonna make something a little more involved, but I ended up staying late at work and there was so much traffic and it took me forever to get home. And I don't want to use the oven and the stove and do all the things, so I'll save that for later this week when hopefully it's a little cooler. I am going to have a psychotic moment because I am going to turn my little oven on because I want to make nachos. It's going to be so fast and delicious, but I'm going to need the oven for like 10 minutes and then I can shut it off. So I'm not completely crazy, but I'm a little crazy. My nachos today are going to be a little different. I don't know how well this will be, working because of surface area, but I've seen a lot of people make these kinds of dishes with chips, and these are like really the crunchy ones like Cape Cod, and these are salt and vinegar, so I feel like that's going to be good. I love a salt and vinegar chip. It's probably my favorite chip. I'm gonna throw a little bit of barbecue sauce on here, some cheese. This is just some Monterey Jack that I just shred up. I do enjoy shredding my own cheese. I think it tastes better, it melts better, but do whatever you want. And I've just got some of the leftover little pork bits that I'm gonna just sprinkle around. Gosh, it is still so soft feeling. Oh my goodness, it's so delicious. My oven is also preheating to 375 Fahrenheit. A little bit more barbecue sauce, and more cheese. I love cheesy, saucy nachos. Definitely too heavy for the chips that are under here, but that's a later problem. These are going into the oven until everything is melty and warmed through, and then I'm gonna top it. Look at those beauties. Everything is sizzling and crunchy. I put it on a broil just for a few seconds, but these are not done yet because I just made up some more coleslaw that I'm just gonna pop on here for a nice cool crunchy moment. And then of course I need some pickles on here. You see my delicious little boar's head ones again. Basically pulled pork sandwich, deconstructed, reconstructed into nachos. And there's my dinner. I'm done. Wow. The chips are delicious. This is such a good idea. And so easy. It took me literally less than 10 minutes. Another winner. I have to go change and put my hair up before I absolutely die. As you can see, I am about to pass out, so great times. We finally have a cool day. We're good to go. I wanted to make what originally set off this pulled pork idea. Cuban sandwich enchiladas. How good does that sound? My oven is preheating to 350 Fahrenheit. We can get started. I've got all my goods around me, and now all I have to do is make them, place them, pop them in the oven. Baking dish, I have some quick little chicken sauce that I made just from a roux, some bone broth, and I put a little bit of Dijon mustard in there. So I just put a little layer of that on the bottom. For my enchiladas, I'm using fajita-sized tortillas, a little bit of yellow mustard, spread that on, Swiss, some ham, and I really wanted to get it pretty thinly cut, all of these. Some of my pulled pork, and of course, pickles. Then I'm just gonna roll it up, a little cigar. A delicious cigar. Seam side down, right into the dish. Little snug Cuban babies. I'm gonna put a little more of my sauce on top of here. And then just some more cheese because obviously, and because enchiladas, I feel like it's a cheesy moment. And I've got extra cheese, so why not, right? A little bit of black pepper on here. Don't worry, I'll salt it after. I'm gonna throw this in the oven until everything is just warmed through, melted, bubbling. Everything's already cooked in here, so we should be fine. Look at that. To give a little pop of something. Just gonna do a little baby garnish. So I've got some ham and some pickles. I think they look better before. Oh well. Some flaky salts, because obviously. Cuban sandwich enchiladas. Look how good these look. So saucy, crunchy, cheesy. First one is always annoying. Oh my gosh. Oh. I fear this is going to burn my mouth off. But the mustard in there, oh, it tastes just like a Cuban sandwich. I mean, obviously it would because these are all the ingredients, but I'm always so surprised. Oh, that is so delicious. Okay, this is where I'm gonna end it. I made a few things this week that were very delicious, in addition to the actual pulled pork itself. All of these so easy, simple, fast, delicious. And that's all you need to know. I hope you make some of these, or this inspired you to try something like this on your own. And I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.